It's becoming clearer that businesses are responding to the dual pressures of slower growth in household spending and declining pricing power by boosting productivity. Over the second half of 2023, we saw hours worked fall by 1%, while economic activity continued to expand by 0.5%. The balance was made up by a pickup in labour productivity. We have seen those industries where demand has slowed the most record the largest boost to productivity. The economic cycle we are in is unique. The Reserve Bank has had to increase rates to slow demand, but unlike other cycles, has also been keeping a close eye on how the supply side of the economy responds as the impact of COVID-induced shocks unwind. Supply chain disruptions coming out of COVID meant that it was hard for businesses to buy capital goods such as computers, vehicles at pre-COVID prices. At the same time, the rebound in international students and migration levels, which occurred when international borders opened, was much stronger than anyone anticipated. Both shocks meant that investment in capital items could not keep up to the massive increase in population, and labour productivity experienced a sharp fall as a result. More recently, the pullback in household spending has meant that businesses are looking to reduce costs, adjust the number of hours worked, and boost productivity. As a result, we are seeing the capital stock start to catch up to the larger population. In fact, we estimate that the amount of capital items used by each worker stabilised and increased over the second half of 2023. So, why is this important? Higher labour productivity means the same number of workers can produce more output. It provides a dividend for the economy. As such, productivity drives growth in living standards over the long run. But in the shorter term, it is also helping to reduce cost pressures, particularly in those domestic services industries where labour costs are an important part of total expenses. Indeed, labour costs in the consumer services sector, which includes domestic travel and accommodation, and other personal services such as haircuts, are now running at 1.7% on a 6-month basis to the end of 2023. This is just above the pre-pandemic average of around 1.4% and well down from the 4.6% recorded just a year ago. Going forward, we see the short-run improvement in productivity continuing. We expect to see the growth in capital outpace hours worked, which will help to see the capital to labour ratio increase. This is consistent with our forecast that have inflation falling back to 3% by the end of 2024 and to be within the Reserve Bank's target band by the end of 2025. It is also consistent with our view that the Reserve Bank's next move will be down in the September meeting later this year.
The content of this recording is informational and of general nature only, and is not intended to constitute a research report or reflect any recommendation or financial advice. It has been prepared without taking into account your objectives, financial situation, or needs, and investment decisions should not be based on it. You should obtain your own independent advice before proceeding with any investment decision. Whilst every effort has been taken to ensure that the contents are correct and any opinions, forecasts, conclusions are reasonably held based on information at the date of recording, Westpac does not make any representation or warranty as to the accuracy or completeness of the statements or information contained in this recording, and any liability therefore is expressly disclaimed to the extent permitted by law. None of the material included in this recording should be copied, published, or reproduced in whole or in part without the prior written permission of Westpac.